It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Namaste and welcome to the Divas That Care Network. I'm your host, Gia-Raquel Rose, owner of Airs Above Yoga, and you're listening to Above the Ground podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, our network is headed into its 15th year and is listened to in over 30 countries. I would like to personally thank you for giving me the gift of your time. As always, it is my honor to hold space with you. And today we are going to continue along with a sequence dedicated to our solar plexus chakra, our power center, and developing our core fire, for lack of a better term, making what makes you passionate, what brings out in you your drive, your focus, your ambition, your vision. What about you not only takes you from point A to point B, let's say we're talking about having the idea for something, but actually taking that action step and noticing where you might fail to take that action step, having the idea, but actually taking it one step further, right? Lots of people have great ideas. They might be in the shower, they might be on the couch, they might be, somewhat indisposed when they have their best ideas, and then they don't jot them down, or they forget about them, or they move around with the rest of their day and their to-do list and whatever it is that's the fire in front of your face, right? And I have spoken with other people about only having the bandwidth for the fire that's in front of my face. And the problem with that, inevitably, is that the bandwidth to have the problem in front of your face be the only thing that you can focus your attention on means that you're only ever dealing with that thing coming at you, and you're coming from a place of reactiveness as opposed to proactiveness. When we talk about, especially, and this is gender and sex completely aside, but when we're talking about, male versus female, women have a tendency to come from, or hopefully come from, that receptive, divine feminine energy. And so what we're talking about now is how to align to ambition from a divine feminine perspective, how to become a leader from a place of receptivity as opposed to a place of aggression, or a place, and there has to be that fine line and that balance. And I'm not sure anyone has a cookie cutter answer to do this and you will achieve leadership from a divine feminine aspect. And I'm sure tons of people out there are creating ways to do that. And it's going to ultimately come down to what works for every individual. And so all I'd like to point out is that there is a way to be in alignment with not only your ambitions, your goals, and your drive, your passions, and why you're here on this planet at this point in time, this miracle that is you, what your purpose is, and having that purpose be in alignment with you, who you are at your heart, at your center, and in alignment with, service to others, right? Because I think ultimately success can be defined by many, many different things. You can define it by wealth, which is what a lot of people tend to do in our culture. You can define it by balance, which is what I think, a good measure is. And that's the balance between your home life, your family life, if you have a family, your friendships, your social networks, your ability to give your time, whether you volunteer, your work, your career, your wealth, right? Your health is huge, right? You can have all of these things. And if you get sick, as anyone has been knocked out with a cold, a flu, COVID, whatever, all of that balance goes right out the window, right? And you are on your couch. So all of these things, I think success is very, very equally measured in a balance across all of these different aspects of our existence, our shared existence, our cumulative existence. And so having, first of all, the vision and the passion, right? Having that vision and passion come into alignment with who you are energetically, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, having those things in alignment, and then taking that inspired or aligned action as the next step in creation, in cultivation, in becoming who you are truly meant to be, whoever that is, for whatever purpose it might be. We're all going to be different. That's the beautiful thing about it. Our purposes are not always going to be the same. And when you find your tribe, or you find, other people that have shared interests, shared goals, shared alignments, and you find those people, and those are your people, those are your potential, those are your clients, those could be your customers, those could be your fan base, depending on, what it is that you do and what it is that you create. So, having that receptivity aspect to focus on the alignment and to focus on the passion and to bring that forth into the outer world is what we've kind of been talking about now for a little bit. And so when we go into today's meditation, which this episode is a meditation episode, we're going to be channeling that aspect of balance between the drive and the ambition and the receptivity of aligned action, and kind of how to follow and know and understand and trust yourself, trust your inner knowing, rely a little more heavily on your intuition, a little more heavily on you, as opposed to looking to, your best friend, or to your therapist, or to your boss, or to some outside influence, your partner, whatever it might be. Starting to find that inner compass and starting to really tap into your next best steps, and coming from that solar plexus chakra, as we just talked about some yoga poses that'll help fire it up in both ways, both in the heating masculine aspects, because you do need a balance. Like I said, you can't just come from a place of divine inspiration, close your eyes, get the ideas, and then do nothing, right? You have to have balance between the two. But I do believe that there is a way to come from it that is maybe less aggressive. And that doesn't mean that you're not working. That doesn't mean that aggressive is necessarily bad, because I don't want to say that either. But coming from a place of what you are putting forth, what your passion is, when you bring that out into the world around you, having people, the correct people, humanity, in whatever focus it is, align with what it is that you are putting forth, and having that be a goal, as opposed to, let's say, the drive of quantity over quality. We're looking for quality here. And so there is something about casting a wide net, and there is some, benefit to the aggressive approach of just going after and achieving and achieving and achieving. And that is wonderful if that is true for who you are, and that is in alignment with your values and your goals and your beliefs and what you want to create and manifest in this reality. However, if you are wanting to cultivate and you're wanting to have that inner fire within yourself become a fire that other people are attracted to in the outside world, that is why we are here today. So with that in mind, I've talked a lot about, in different meditation episodes, way to set yourself up so that you feel comfortable. Because remember, anytime you meditate, the most important thing is physical comfort, so that you are able to relax fully and completely and begin to enter these somewhat elevated states of consciousness and or just receptivity and relaxation. And you can, with any practice comes, progress. With practice brings progress. And so that's all that we're looking for here today. And a lot of times, and traditionally, when we are meditating, we are focusing on the seat of alignment with the chakras. So from root to crown, and that's where you'd have your meditation pillow. You'd sit somewhat towards the edge of that pillow so that your knees drop slightly lower than your hips, and your pelvis is in a little bit of an anterior tilt, a little bit of a forward alignment. And that should allow you to stack the spine somewhat comfortably and be able to sit in that position. Now, if for any reason that is uncomfortable to you, then for this particular meditation to focus on our solar plexus chakra, I would invite you to potentially, if it's comfortable for you, come into a restorative bridge posture. And so what that looks like is comfortably laying down on your back with your heels pulled in, knees bent, feet on the floor. so that when you start to press up with your hips, you're going to take a few pillows, a blanket, a block, a bolster, and you're going to slide them. And here's the thing, I want to be very careful. If you have any lower back or sacrum issues here, being here for an extended period of time may become uncomfortable. So always feel free to just lay completely flat or come to legs up the wall by bringing your sits bones to the wall and rolling from your right side or left side up to the wall, but always roll off the wall towards your right side. All of that being said, if you can comfortably come into a bridge position, what I kind of like about the idea of having this energetic flow towards the solar plexus chakra is in the bridge position, you have it's like the mildest inversion we can have, right? Your hips are above your head. You want to make sure you're not rotating your neck in any way. Your neck and your spine remains in neutral alignment. With your hips elevated, you are inverting the flow of energy in theory, right? From that root chakra, sacral chakra of creativity into the solar plexus chakra, which is going to be lifted and opening as your heart center is gently resting on the floor. So it's kind of focusing a little bit of a, it's not necessarily a stretch, but it's focusing a shift in the gravity of the typical chakra alignment. So I would like to invite you into that position for this meditation. And hopefully, as I've gone through the description of how to get yourself there, I will do it once again briefly. If you've come to a position laying flat on your mat, flat on the floor, making sure you have a block, pillows, a bolster, as you gently lay your torso to the floor, press into the soles of the feet to lift the tailbone up off the mat, roll that lumbar spine down to get that complete as minimal a curve in the lower back as you can. And then as you start to rise to lift the sacrum up, so you're going to squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. You're going to gently tuck the lower pelvis up and in. And you're going to press the hips up off the floor, keeping the neck completely neutral, head and crown of the head on the floor. You're going to take whatever block, bolster, support that you have with you and gently slide it below the lumbar spine. You want to be right on the sacral and pelvic area. So you'll know, because if you have, for example, a block and it has a corner, it's going to be very uncomfortable if it's on any of the lumbar vertebrae. So you want to have it a little bit tracking down, kind of just at that triangular structure, which is the sacrum at the base of the spine, towards the base of the spine, I should say. So you'll know because it'll feel good or it won't. And as always with yoga and at life, for the most part, if it doesn't feel good, maybe don't do it. So hopefully now you are nice and set up and you can begin to relax into that space. And like I said, we're going to be here for a few minutes. So hopefully you're in a comfortable place. Make sure that you are in whatever place that is for you. And then you're going to very, very gently begin to lower your gaze or close your eyes. And begin to draw your awareness into your body by connecting with your breath. And as you breathe, focus and send that breath into all of the points of contact between yourself and the earth beneath you. And truly begin to ground down. And breathing into the soles of the feet. And breathing into each individual toe. And breathing into the soft space of the cushion supporting your pelvis. And fully releasing the weight of your body into that support. Knowing that the support is there for you anytime you need it. Continuing to breathe into the middle of the back. Feeling the opening of the heart with your inhale. And relaxing the shoulders, the back of the neck more fully into that support with your exhale. Relaxing all of the muscles in your face. unclenching your jaw, releasing any furrow of your brow. Letting the weight of your head be completely absorbed by the floor and the ground beneath you. Declaring to yourself that this space is safe, this space is sacred, this space belongs to you, to Source, to your angels, to your guides, to your ancestors, to your support. Declaring only those with your highest and best good at heart. To help you, asking them to guide you for your highest and best good. Asking to be shown with your mind's eye how best to know your purpose. How best to fulfill your purpose. What is the next step towards fulfillment? Pause and breathe with this intention. Rest in the knowing that you are loved and supported in your path. Know that this path is your own. Know that there is no competition. Know that there is no concern. Be in the space of knowing that just as you are enough, there is enough for everyone. Begin to visualize a beautiful golden flame just above your belly button. With every breath and with every inhale, this flame grows bigger and bigger. Visualize this golden flame growing around you, and encompassing you. Feel no fear, knowing that it is from within you. Feel its warmth in your belly. Feel that warmth extending outward in all directions. Feeling as though this flame within you is not just a part of you, but is who you truly are at your very core. And then as you look into the center, the golden white glow of this flame, watch a silhouette of your innermost self begin to emerge slowly, purposefully, walking towards you. Gently open your palms and allow yourself to take the hands, feel the love and support in the clasping of both hands of who you truly are. Feel the passion and the fire move through, up through your arms, up through your shoulders, up through your third eye and crown, and begin to open to this connection between yourself and your true deepest self. Pause and listen to anything that comes to mind. Do you hear something? Or do you see something? Is there something you feel in your heart? Allow yourself to receive whatever message your truest self has for you. And the key is to trust. If you have a question, ask it now while you're continuing to hold the hands of your passion and your deepest, truest self. When you have your answer, or even simply an insight, feel gratitude. Say thank you. And if it feels right and true for you, embrace the silhouette of you that has emerged from the fire of the deepest part of you. And know that you are one in the same. Allow this embrace to bring you peace. Feel any emotions, any sensations. Be in this space with the fire within you. Asking for clarity on the next best step to fulfill your purpose and your passion. Relax into the knowledge of this step. Relax into the purpose of this path. Settle in to the sensation of knowing you have the strength, the fire within you, the power to ignite, and you are surrounded by loved ones, by ancestors, by guides, by angels, and by Source itself to move forward with purpose, with softness, with strength, and above all, with love. Begin to deepen your breathing, feeling the support and the strength of all those that came before you, the support and the strength of all those that will come after you. Breathe and know that all you do is in service not only to the world around you, but to them. If it's comfortable, begin to make small movements. Bring your hands onto your belly, just above the belly button. Start to focus your deepened breath beneath your hands. Visualize the fire that is all around you, moving into that space between your hands and your belly. Feel its warmth, feel its strength, and trust in your ability to both make it grow and to rein it in. Trust that you will know, because you already know, when and how it is safe for you and everyone around you to wield your true power. And when you are ready, with the knowledge of this, open your eyes. If you did decide to practice this meditation in a reclined, restorative bridge posture, I encourage you now to gently press into the soles of your feet and elevate your hips off of the bolster, blocks, or pillows. Slowly, gently, with an exhale, roll the lumbar spine in touch with the mat. And when the tailbone touches down, breathe in deeply and take as long as you need to come from this posture back to a comfortable seat by rolling onto your right side. I hope this meditation helps you feel empowered, protected, strengthened by those that came before you and those that have yet to come. And I would like to say how much I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your space with me, and ask that you please feel free to share this space with your loved ones. For more goodness, follow me on all the socials at Above the Ground Podcast, or feel free to visit my website, airsaboveyoga.com. And as always, don't forget to check out all of my other episodes, in addition to my amazing sisters at divasthatcare.com. You can find us on Spotify, Odyssey, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, or anywhere else that you might feel guided. Again, this is Gia-Raquel Rose, owner of Airs Above Yoga, and you are listening to Above the Ground Podcast, where every day is a good one.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.